Adas B'nai Israel, the congregation of the sons of Israel, that this is what Moshe gathered in Vayakil. So Adas Gamkin Lashon Edus. So the word Adas is also a language of testimony. B'Yeshaya Mem Gimul Yud Yud Beis Nisker Beis Pamim Atem Edai. It says, "You are my witnesses," meaning you are both my congregation and you're also my witnesses. It uses the same language in a double way. V'ayin sham b'mikraos gedolos b'klipaz. Look over there in Klipaz. Hevi al ze b'shem ha'mechilta mish shemishamer es hashabas. That what's it referring to in Yeshaya? It says somebody who guards the Shabbos. Neid HaKadosh Baruch Hu, sheHaKadosh Baruch Hu bara es ha'olam. They are testifying that the Holy One, blessed be He, created the world. L'sheshis yamim, in 6 days. V'nach b'yom haShabbos, and rested on the Shabbos. Ub'shem HaSifri, and in the name of the Sifri, the Klipaz brings there in Yeshaya. Sha'atam edai azai va'ani kel. That says, when you are my congregation, then I am your God. Kushein atem edai, when you are not my congregation, or not testifying to me, ein ani kel chulu yain sham, then I'm not going to be, because you're not testifying to that fact, I guess. But it's actually, it says v'tamua, and this is a wonder to say, that if you're not my congregation, I'm not God. Very strange statement to say. Shlomo, but rather what we can say is al derech ma'ashikoz b'torah or b'dibur ha'maschil va'ir el Avraham, that the intention is, like it says in the Maamar in Torah, or that I showed myself to Avraham, benyin salik le'ela lemhusu v'atzmusu li'yachid chulu, that he exalted himself, he went upwards to his essence in his unity. Bein misgale elukuso, and the point is that his godliness is not revealed. V'gilo elukuso zeu perush v'ani kel, and the revelation of his godliness, that's the concept of, and I am God. That when you testify that then I am God. V'zeu al derech eid echad. V'zeu al derech echad. That the word echad in Shema is aleph b'zayin rakim v'ha'aretz. That He's one in the 7 heavens and the earth. Meaning to say that it's misgal, it's revealed with below into the 7 heavens and the earth. He's not just one above, but He's one revealed below. That's the word echad. Gamki kel lashon korach. So too it says ani kel. That kel is also the language of a strength. That's my strength to. That's the revelation of divine ability is when atem edai. B'dibur hamaskil chiata neri, it brings this. V'zeu al yidei v'atem edai, and this is through that you are testifying about me. V'lo sagi be'emunah levad, and it's not enough just to have belief. El derech tzadik be'emunaso yichya, but rather like the concept of the righteous in their belief, they enliven. How do you enliven the emunah? To draw down the knowledge into the belief. So it's not just belief, but also knowledge. That's edai. The concept of knowledge is like the verse, and you should know the God of your fathers. And that's not through a intellectual philosophical proof about God. That if that's the case, you wouldn't need to say the God of our fathers. The God of our fathers means to say some kind of inherited belief or understanding. But the intention is rather to attach yourself, your knowledge, your mind, with strength to this belief. And look in the Siddur about the lulav hamshachas hadas beknesses Yisrael nizkar kain. And the mimer about the lulav to draw down knowledge into the souls of Israel, it brings this idea of drawing down das into emunah. V'az shayich v'atem edai. And then you can say that you are my congregation, you are the ones who testify about me, the ones who know me. Kidos osios edus, because knowledge has the same letters as testimony. And then this causes the rest of the pasuk, and then I am God. And what does it mean, kel? That this refers to, like it says in the verse, that he is a God of viewpoints, of knowledges. To draw down the two viewpoints, which is as he encompasses creation, sovev, into the memale as he fills creation. To unite them, that's like the idea of bringing down das into emunah. That's through the name Kel Deos. So further it says that you are my witnesses, like it says in Zohar, Hazinu, Dahai ben notul simnoi the Abba v'ima ikri daschulu, that this son that takes the simonim, the signs, of the mother and father is called knowledge. So what comes from Chochmah and Bina, the mother and the father, that's das. So that's like the son of the mother and the father of Chochmah and Bina. Wisdom and understanding. So that's like Hashem is saying that you're my son, so to speak, I guess. Look what it says in on the verse, on the mimer, all your sons are learners of Hashem. This refers to the two crowns, which is the concept of das. I guess that's the meaning of kol banaich, all of your sons. In the plural, the two crowns that come from Chochmah and Bina. Limudei Havaya, which is the hamshacha from mochin, from limudim, I guess, into Havaya, which I guess would be zah. So that would be the crowns of das, the chesed and gvura that make up das, nimshach, that are drawn downwards. He loves, so too those who testify about me is like Havaya Elokeinu, and all those who call to him. Al yidei hatfila mamshichim, that through prayer we draw him down. So I guess the tefillah is a concept of hisbonenus and das, or testifying about Hashem, and that also means that Hashem is with us because we draw him down that way, through our knowledge, our testifying about him. Yikarim mem dal sof perek ches mem tes chulu, look in Yikarim. Ach b'chol korenu love zeu b'tzibur. But no, all those who call out to him, I guess in the plural, that's in the congregation. Vainu kashem adas b'nei Israel, when it's a congregation of the sons of Israel. Kol zeh al yidei vayakel Moshe. And all of this is when Moshe gathered. That's why when it says adas b'nei Israel, that it's specifically a congregation. That's the Eda. Ki adibur shenimshach al yidei hamidos naseh hapirud v'yischalkus, because the speech that's drawn through the emotions becomes division and separation. By the Moshe Chachma Torah Nimshach Habitl, and through Moshe, which is wisdom of the Torah, you draw down the nullification, that Moshe is the one that gathers them together, and the speech separates, and Moshe brings them together. And that's why it says that he gathered. Okay, lahavin shorshei advarim manal, to understand the root concepts, the deeper ideas that this is based upon, al pasuk vayakil Moshe chulu, on the verse that Moshe gathered. Ini mevor bezor parshas vayakil, daf kuv tzadik zayin amud bez. So it says in Zohar vayakil, binyan dalid mashir yan chulu, concerning the four camps of angels. Shehema nichlalim ke'echad b'agiyam lamayla, that they get included as one when they reach above. V'afal pi shlamatehem yud beis chulu, even though these angels are 12 camps as they are below, 4 sides, four in each, like the camp of Israel. Like it says there in Zohar, that these are 12 camps, Elohim, supernal camps, the Chlilin Kulu Kechada, they're all as included in one, Bechlala da Arba Chulu, as they are in 4 camps. Kihine Kol Hagavoa Gavoa Biyosa, that is, anything that is higher and higher. Yoser hu bebechinas ha'achdus v'hiskalolus, as you go up, it is further and more in the concept of unity and v'hiskalolus and inclusion. Chol shalamati yoser, as you go downwards, huba yoser bebechinas ha'ischalkus, it goes down further into division. V'haraya, and the proof for this, mebechinas akudim nikudim, from the worlds, from the spiritual concepts of the world that's united and the world of spots. That akudim, she'akudim klulim esu sfiros b'kleyacha, that the world of akudim, kabbalistically, refers to 10 spheros as they are in one vessel. They are united. There's 10, but there's only one kli. There's only one vessel. Ein b'likuti Torah pasha semar b'dibur maskil biur al pasuk v'hini fakon osam v'sham rish perekimol. B'Torah Orsof Pashas Noach b'Dibur HaMaskil Ezkasher Moshe, that talks about the concept of akudim. Nikudim, and in the world of nikudim, Shalamati Mimenu, that's below the world of akudim, Mischalkim Liyud Kelim Chulu, then it divides into 10 vessels. In general, the concept of the world of Tohu, where the vessels were separate, and not like Tikkun, where they work together, but simply separate vessels. And it's not just one vessel anymore, like in akudim, because it's less unity. And similarly in each world, according to its measure. That is how you're going to have division within it. So too the concept of the 12 camps, Shem Yud Beis Boker the Bria, which correspond with this concept of the 12 cattle that are underneath the Yam Shel Shlomo, the Sea of Shlomo, which was in the base of Mikdash of Shlomo. That Malchus of Atzilus in general is the Yam, is the sea, and the 12 cattle are, so to speak, the angels that surround Hashem's kingship. That when these camps of angels go upwards, they're included in the number 4, because they're going up higher, so they become more united. Now, like for example, when you speak for half an hour, that which takes a half an hour, for example, in thought, you could think it in only a short amount of time. That's why the letters of thought are called big letters, in comparison to the letters of speech. Because in thought, you can include with a smaller amount of thought letters, that which in speech you would need many more words and letters. If so one letter in thought would include many letters of speech. And this is the meaning of the Aleph Beis of Kel Adon that we say on Shabbos, on Al Kol HaMaisim. It's a double Aleph Beis, Aleph Beis Beis, Baruch U'Mevorach Beis Beis, Gdula Gvura, and so forth. Ein Zorach Chelik Beis Truma Daf Kuf Lamed Beis. That I guess that's the concept of big letters. over there. Vayuven zeh al pi ma shenizbor b'dibur hamaskil mimana of Yaakov binyan v'haya alehem elamaylo. We can understand this, what's explained in the Maamar. According to what is explained in the Maamar, who can count the dust of Yaakov with the concept that the sea is upon them from above, when it speaks about the Yud Beis Bakar, the 12 cattle, that when the sea is above them, that's when they divide into 12. And they're called the, so to speak, sand of the sea, that the sand by the seashore is divided into many different grains. That's in the world of Bria, when the sea is above them, the Malchus of Atzilus. But as they go up into the world of Atzilus, there the Kav is shining that unites them. You have this light in the world of Atzilus where things are no longer divided. Like it says in the Maamar, like a eagle that awakens its chicks with the concept of the giving of the Torah, that by the giving of the Torah, they saw that which is heard, and they heard that which is seen, that there's a unity between things that are divided below. The It brings it from Medrash Rabbah Vayetze later in this Maamar that if they unite, they're 12 stones. And I guess we'll see what it's referring to later. Look what it says in the pasuk in Yechezkel about the angels, that their faces and their wings are divided. And I guess when they have the bittul, the giloi, so then it's no longer divided as they go upwards. Umashkas b'dibur hamaskil ma'im rabbi b'torah or pashas toldos b'dibur hamaskil inyan ha'avos hin hamerkava b'pashas yisro b'biur yazor pashas sachri b'maimer haviwa like kapara. Look in all those places about this idea. Kitzur Aleph. So in short, the kitzur of the first sif Yud Beis Bakar the Bria Kishaolim Lamaila Nichlalim Ba'arba, that the 12 cattle of the world of Bria, when they go upwards, they're included in 4. Because as you go upwards, the higher you go, the more it's in unity. Like it says in Medrash Rabbah Vayetze, that will refer to how the 12, you're going to have the 12 stones that have this unity. So now also in the concept of the brains, the mind of Chochma Bina Das, the attributes, the intellectual attributes of Ze'er Anpin Avatzilus, Hine B'Chochma Bina Dain In B'chinas Hais Chalkus Kol Kach, as you are in the higher levels of wisdom and understanding, you do not yet have the concept of division as much. That that's why it says in Zohar, Chayesara, about her 20 years, that Chochmah and Bina are referred to the 20 years, and the 70 years. So Chochmah and Bina are only 20 years. Shana Lashon Yachid, and it's Shanim. It's Shana instead of Shanim because Shana is unity. It's in the singular. Yain Sham, look over there in Zohar. Rak b'moach hadas al yidei hakas kutzi disaidi. Only that's in Chochmah Bina. But as you go down to Das, through the hitting, this is the Kabbalistic expression of how the small hairs hit from the backside of the neck, refers to how Das comes down in the way of division. So it divides then into many levels. That first Das is only divided into 2, the Chesed and the Gvura, the kindness and the strictness. And then it divides further into 6 sides, 2 myriads of levels. And it is known in the Zohar that in the 6 sides Mischalkim l'shishim ribo. That 6 comes out to 600,000. It multiplies to 600,000. V'gam mischalkim liyoser, and even divides further. Kamola elef ribu ravavan, like 1,000 and myriads upon myriads. V'akol bebechinas hatzilus. That's 10,000s upon 10,000 times 10,000 and so forth. All of this is within the concept of the world or the concept of emanation of Atzilus. Haga, and I note upon this. Look what it's brought in Zohar on the concept of the three open spaces of the skull, the Zir Anpin, which corresponds with Za, so to speak, spiritual concept within Zir Anpin of the skull, Shem Gimel Mochin Chabad, which are the mochin of the parts of Za, Shebemoach HaChachma, that within the mind of Chachma is Chalk L'Lamed Beis Nesivos, that Chachma divides into 32 paths, vishfilin, and ways. And the mind of Bina divides further into 50 gates. But from the mind of Das comes out 1,000 thousands rooms and spaces. Like it says, like it says, that with das all the rooms are filled. Initially. Right? By the time, and the reason is because das is the source of the 6 sides. Shem Hamidus, which are the emotional attributes. And from the emotions comes the myriads of divisions. Which is not the case beyond the emotions. The division is not as great. Because Chachma and Bina are not as divided. They are called the two friends. And like it says in Zohar Chaisar, that by the 7 it says years in the plural Lashon Rabbi Mipnei and Anpin Mispardin, because they are divided branches. And when these emotions are united with each other, becomes the 12 branches of diagonal. Right? So the 6 is this, like the 6 sides of 3 dimensions, which have 12 diagonals. And similarly, you have many other concepts within the emotional attributes. Like it says that to his hosts there is no number. Right? So it says Elef which gives it a number to the angels, and then it says that there's no number to the number of these gedudim. We call it and all of this is through the knowledge coming down to the emotional attributes, these concepts interacting with each other, that the das brings down these different levels of division. Which the Hechalzu talks about too, in Tikkun and the division there. And this is the pasuk says the chadarim, the rooms. The word cheder is the Rashi Tevos Chesed Din Rachamim, kindness, judgment, and mercy, because it refers to the emotional attributes and their division. And in Zohar Ve'eschanan, it says, however, that from the drawing down of the hidden mind into Zir Anpin, ishtakchu, meaning to say the source of the mochin. You find dalid mochin, 4 mochin. Shkoach zeh ha'yischalkus nimshach me'adas lechesed v'gvura, ha'nimshach me'adas lechesed v'gvura, that this division that's drawn from das into chesed and gvura, that this division, it's not just going lower. Nimshach dafka me'mochas timah. It's drawn specifically from the hidden mind. Shalamayla me'achachma ve'bina, that's higher than chachma bina, and it comes from keser. Mochas timah of keser. So even though it is division as you go down, but to get to that division, you have to draw down from higher, from mochas timah, from the hidden mind. And this is explained in the Siddur about the tefillin, how going downwards in the division of chesed and gvura comes from mochas timah of keser. And how is this allegorically? Like when you want to bring down an idea to explain it to a child, you need to divide it into parts. Specifically, a great sage is the one who can do that. You have to draw down from higher. Look about this concept with the man that is the heavenly level of shachakim. Why is it called shachakim? Our sages say because over there they grind the man for the righteous. That, so to speak, the grinding of the man is dividing it into pirutim. Look over there about this idea.